Hello and welcome to another video. This is the 5th episode of the story, in which Naruto has a life-changing experience during the Wave mission, and his life takes a dramatic turn. This story is from a fifth. Make sure to support him, her. Please like and subscribe to show your support. Let's get started. Naruto suddenly growled in anger. What is wrong? Shikamaru asked. I can't feel Niji's chakra anymore. Naruto told him. Niji was considered the strongest genin in Konoha. I am sure he just used too much chakra. Shikamaru told him. I doubt it. A voice said. Kidamaru could beat him easily. Everyone looked at the man in front of them. Both Kiba and Naruto were smelt 2 cents coming from the guy. You two go on ahead. Kiba said determined. Akamaru and I will handle him. Hinata and Shino would never forgive me if you die, Kiba. Naruto told him. I won't die, Naruto. Kiba said as he watched his friends leap away. Strong words for someone who will die. The man said. Oh, and by the way, I am Sakan and I am the leader of the Sound Four. Sakan stated as Kiba gulped. Come on, boy. Kiba said. Kiba made a hand sign. Beast mimicry. Kiba exclaimed as his features started to become more feral. Piercing fang. Kiba yelled as he started to spin and flew towards the man. Kiba knocked the guy back. As Kiba stopped spinning, he leapt back to Akamaru. Sakan ran at the two, kicking Akamaru away from Kiba and dealing a devastating blow to Kiba's stomach. That attack almost hurt. Sakan said. God, I couldn't see him. Kiba thought as he weakly stood and charged at Sakan, and he easily dodged all of Kiba's attacks. I can't hit him. Kiba thought as he barely ducked under a wide kick but was suddenly punched in the jaw, making him skid away. Kiba saw Akamaru sneaking behind Sakan. Brother, the dog is coming up behind us. A second voice said, shocking Kiba. Thanks, Yukon. Sakan replied as he turned his back to Kiba. Piercing fang. Kiba exclaimed as he started to spin towards the back of Sakan. An arm shot out of Sakan's shoulder, stopping Kiba dead in his tracks and threw him over to Akamaru. Kiba twisted in the air and landed on his feet in a crouch. Akamaru leapt onto Kiba's back. Man-beast clone. Kiba exclaimed as Akamaru turned into a feral version of Kiba. Come on, Akamaru, fang over fang. Kiba yelled as the two started to spin and danced around Sakan and Yukon, trying to hit them. Brother, why aren't you finished with them? Yukon asked, irritated. But brother, this is too much fun. Sakan replied. Can I at least play a little longer? Fine, but you had better not wake me again. Yukon said as both Kiba and Akamaru hit Sakan, Akamaru low and Kiba high. The dual attack made Sakan fly backwards. He was able to twist in his flight and land safely on his feet. You almost woke, brother. Sakan said. Like I care. Kiba growled as he and Akamaru both started to circle them. Kiba pulled a kunai out and threw it at Sakan. Kiba smirked as the kunai almost hit Sakan when an arm came out of Sakan's shoulder and caught the kunai. Brother, it is time to end this now. Yukon said. But brother, I haven't had my fun yet. Sakan complained. There are still the other two brats. Yukon told him, and that seemed to placid Sakan a little. Fine, we can kill him now. Sakan said as he charged at Kiba. Multiple punches. Sakan exclaimed as 4 fists continually collided with Kiba until he was thrown back from the force of the attack. I can't be beaten by them. Kiba thought weakly as Akamaru leapt over to him. Kiba was able to stand. Let's go, Akamaru. Fang over fang. Kiba yelled as both of them started to spin and fly towards Sakan and Yukon. The two attacks were stopped by Sakan and Yukon. Multiple kicks. Sakan exclaimed as 3 legs kicked out and connected with Kiba and Akamaru. The force of the kicks dispelled the clone jutsu placed on Akamaru. Akamaru skidded to a stop next to Kiba. Kiba was panting as a second head formed on Sakan's shoulder. "Brother, can we use it?" Sakan asked. "Yes, we can." Yukon told Sakan, who grinned as marks started to spread around their faces and exposed skin as it darkened and the two head grew horns. "I just learned the technique," Kiba thought as he popped a food pill into his mouth at the same time he threw one at Akamaru, who chomped onto it. Akamaru used dynamic marking. Kiba ordered as Akamaru disappeared and appeared above the two shinobi and peed on them while spinning. "Why the hell did he piss on us?" Sakan yelled as Akamaru appeared on Kiba's back. "That weak clone won't work against us," Sakan stated with a smirk. "Good thing we aren't doing a clone jutsu," Kiba said as he made a hand sign at the same time as his features started to grow more feral. Man-beast combination. Transformation, double-headed wolf. Kiba yelled as a massive puff of smoke appeared. As it cleared, a giant white double-headed wolf was standing in front of them. One of its paws was on a rock pillar. "Fong wolf Fong!" Kiba exclaimed as they formed a large spinning cyclone. Sakan barely dodged him but got a deep gash on his arm. "We are spinning so fast that we could miss you, but the wind will still cut you," Kiba said in a deep voice. "This doesn't look good, brother," Sakan stated. "Fong wolf Fong!" Kiba yelled as he started to spin again, and this time he hit the two brothers right in the middle of their bodies, splitting them in half. Kiba and Akamaru came to a skidding halt behind the two. "I think he thinks he has one brother," Sakan said as limbs burst from his body along with his brothers. "What are these two?" Kiba thought as he looked at the scaly body of the newly grown half. Kiba and Akamaru growled at the two as they stood. "I can only do this attack one more time before we have to release the jutsu," Kiba thought as he looked at the two. "Fong wolf Fong!" Kiba yelled as he spun towards the two. "What should we do, brother?" Sakan asked. "You know damn well what to do," Yukon said as the two bit their thumbs and went through a few hand signs. "Summon!" The two yelled as a giant wall appeared and Kiba and Akamaru hit the wall full force, leaving a massive dent in it. "Wow, that is some attack. He dented Rashomon," Yukon stated as the wall puffed away at the same time as Kiba and Akamaru's jutsu was released. Kiba grabbed Akamaru and the two fell to the ground. Kiba landed on his back behind a boulder. "I don't know if I will be able to beat them if they were able to beat my strongest attack," Kiba thought as he took his coat off and placed Akamaru in it. "Please be okay, Akamaru," Kiba pleaded as he stood and walked out from behind the boulder to face the Sakan. "Where is Yukon?" Kiba thought as he charged at Sakan, ready to punch him when two arms wrapped around his arm. Kiba saw two arms had grown out of his bicep and held his arm back. "This is our Kekai Genkai, brother is able to enter his opponent's body and control it," Sakan stated as he walked towards Kiba. "This isn't good," Kiba thought when he clutched his other fist. "He can only control that side," Kiba thought when he heard a bark and saw a blur of white fly past him as Akamaru peed in Sakan's eyes, burning him. Sakan screamed as he rubbed his eyes. "Go wash your eyes, fool," Yukon told him as Sakan stumbled towards the river. Kiba slid a kunai out of his pouch without Yukon noticing. "You can control that part of my body but not this side," Kiba said as he stabbed himself in the stomach, and both Yukon and Kiba winced in pain. "And you share my body," Kiba stated as blood dripped from his mouth. Yukon fell from Kiba, clutching his stomach in pain. Kiba weakly grabbed the once again unconscious Akamaru and stumbled away as Sakan washed his eyes out. Kiba walked into the water and started to swim with Akamaru on his head. With Sakan and Yukon, Sakan had just finished washing his eyes when he heard a groan of pain. He quickly turned to see Yukon lying on the ground in a pool of blood. Brother! Sakan yelled as he went to his brother. Took you long enough. Yukon grumbled angrily as he sunk into his brother's body. I will need a lot of rest. I am going to make that brat pay. Sakan stated as he saw Kiba's coat peeking out from behind a boulder. He smirked viciously and snuck up to it. He leapt around the corner to see that it was just the coat. He smirked and picked it up and placed it on. He won't be able to smell me now that I smell like him. Sakan thought. With Kiba had a branch held in his hand as he floated down the river. It will be all right, boy. Kiba said quietly as he made his way to the shore. He pulled himself up onto the shore and stumbled into the forest. Kiba sniffed the air and could smell a person nearby. Who is that? Kiba thought as he stumbled along. I hope it is someone to help me. Kiba thought as he leaned his back against a tree and slid down as he closed his eyes. I will just rest for a second. Kiba said aloud. Kiba's sensitive ears heard something coming up on him. So he has found me already. Kiba thought as he stayed there with his eyes closed. I am going to kill you for hurting my brother. Sakan stated. I was aiming to maim him. Kiba replied half-heartedly. Oh, and you should know that. The Inazuka clan also has heightened hearing along with smell. Kiba told him when he heard clicking noises. So it is the puppet boy. Kiba thought as he saw a puppet appear behind Sakan. Sakan didn't notice until cloth wrapping wrapped around his body pulling him into the puppet. Secret black technique, Iron Maiden, a voice said as other pieces of puppets with blades stabbed into Black Ant's torso stabbing and killing Sakan as blood seeped from the puppet. Geez, you Konoha shinobi sure have a sick sense of fun. Kankuro joked. Thanks Kankuro. Kiba said with a smirk as Kankuro helped Kiba up. There are some medics nearby, Tsunade-sama sent Lee ahead of us to help you guys. Niji Hyuga and Choji Akamichi are in serious conditions. Kankuro told Kiba as he helped him over to some of the medics. Who else did Tsunade-sama send? Kiba asked. Gaara and Temari. Kankuro said. Shikamaru's girlfriend? Kiba asked, making Kankuro blink. Temari is Shikamaru's girlfriend? Kankuro asked, confused. I thought she despises him. You know what, I am not even sure they are going out, it is just I saw them having dinner together a while back and assumed they were dating. Kiba admitted as they made it to the medic camp to see medics attempting to stabilize Niji and Choji. A medic came up to him. Go to my friends, they need your help more. Kiba told the woman. But you were stabbed. She stated. It was self-inflicted, just give me some plasma pills and bandages, I am sure Kankuro and I could bandage the wound up. Kiba said. Who said I would help? Kankuro exclaimed. I just volunteered you. Kiba said with a smirk. I hate you, dog boy. Kankuro stated as the medic came back with a few bandages and a handful of plasma pills. Kiba lifted his shirt. Puppet boy, hold my shirt up. Kiba told him as he took a couple plasma pills and wrapped the wound up. What about the puppy? The medic asked. I will take him. A voice said from behind the two. You have done something stupid, pup. A second voice stated as Kiba stated to sweat. Kankuro turned and almost shit himself at the sight of the two women. Hello Nachan Ka-san. Kiba mumbled, just as scared as Kankuro if not more. What have you done to Akamaru? Tsum demanded as Hana took the puppy and started to check him over. We had to do anything to at least stall for time for Shikamaru and Naruto to catch up with Sasuke and the girl. Kiba defended himself. Tsum looked at her son with a critical eye, making him start to sweat. Good answer, pup, but if you ever risk your life like this again and you survive, I will kill you myself, then have Tsunade-sama revive you so Hana-chan can take her turn at kicking your ass. Tsum threatened her son. Kodamaru, take Kiba and Akamaru to Konoha immediately. Tsum ordered. Okay, Tsum-chan. Kodamaru said as Kankuro's mouth dropped open and he fell backwards unconscious. I think I scared the pup, Tsum-chan. Kodamaru stated, looking at the unconscious Suna Shinobi. It isn't every day someone hears a dog talk. Tsum stated as she watched her old partner, Kiba, Hana and Akamaru leave towards Konoha. Tsum-sama, where are the next people? A medic asked. Tsum sniffed the air. Follow me. Tsum ordered as she leapt away with 6 medics close behind. Naruto and Shikamaru were leaping towards the last member of the Sound Four, who was also carrying Sasuke. They saw her stop and Naruto attempted to capitalize when she stopped when another man appeared out of nowhere and grabbed the barrel. Kimimaro-sama. Tayuya stuttered. You were late, Tayuya. Kimimaro stated to the slightly shaken girl. We had trouble. Tayuya said worriedly. I will be taking Sasuke-sama to Orochimaru. Kimimaro told her as he hoisted the barrel onto his shoulder and leapt away. Naruto immediately went after the man before Shikamaru or Tayuya could stop him. You know that kid is going to die. Tayuya told him. He was cute too. Tayuya stated with a small pout. Naruto is strong, and he has a girlfriend. Shikamaru told her. You don't get it. Tayuya stated when she pulled a flute out. Kimimaro-sama beat all 4 of us at once without even trying. Tayuya told him. And you do not know Naruto's power. Shikamaru told Tayuya. No one in Konoha can know how powerful he is. Tayuya sighed. You know, if you surrender I am sure Orochimaru-sama would let me keep you. Tayuya stated. You are kind of cute too. She said. Sorry but. Temari-chan wouldn't like that. Shikamaru replied with a bored tone as Tayuya growled. Why are all the cute ones taken? She asked herself. Well, it is time to kill you. Tayuya stated as she started to play her flute. Shikamaru leapt back, not knowing what to do. What does she specialize in? Shikamaru thought as he looked bored at the girl. He was collecting all the data he could on the girl. Could it be high-pitched noise that immobilizes the opponent? Shikamaru thought as everything around him started to turn black. Genjutsu. Shikamaru thought as he attempted to sense for Tayuya's attack. He bit his lip to dispel the genjutsu, but nothing happened. Shit, as long as she is playing that flute I can't dispel the genjutsu. Shikamaru thought before stomping on his own foot. The pain shot through him and dispelled the genjutsu. You are cleverer than I thought. Tayuya said, pulling her lips away from the flute. But the Naras are known for their almost unrivaled intelligence. Tayuya said. But that will not save you. Tayuya said as she started to play another song. This one was faster paced. Is she casting another genjutsu? Shikamaru thought when his senses started to go haywire and he leapt to another branch as a club crushed the branch he was standing on. Shikamaru looked at the 3 demon-looking creatures. What are those things? Shikamaru thought when he dodged a downward slash from the creature with claws. These are my doki. Tayuya stated as she stopped playing temporarily. She changed the tempo and the one with the club started to attack Shikamaru. He kept on dodging the club. Shikamaru started to run away from Tayuya and hid in a branch's foliage. He watched warily as the creatures started to search around for him. I have to think of something. Shikamaru thought as he saw 2 of the creatures searching for him. Wait, where is the 3rd one? He thought before leaping forward and the branch was turned to splinters. Damn, that was close. He thought as he looked at the creature with the club. He suddenly ducked under a kick from the armless one. I am at a serious disadvantage. Shikamaru thought. It is useless to fight. Tayuya said, and Shikamaru noticed something. But suddenly the tempo increased and something transparent with mouths started to come out of the creatures' mouths. This isn't good, I don't know what that will do. Shikamaru thought as he narrowly missed one of the transparent things. Shikamaru threw a kunai at Tayuya trying to stop her playing, but the creature with the club blocked the kunai with its club. Damn! He thought when one of the transparent things went through his arm and he felt a large portion of chakra drain from him. Those mouths eat a person's chakra. Tayuya said quickly before continuing to play her flute. This just became harder. Shikamaru thought as he dodged another swipe from the club and bent an almost impossible way to dodge the mouths. This is becoming too troublesome. He thought dryly before leaping away from the creatures to hide again. He went into some foliage again. I have 9 moves at most to beat her. Shikamaru thought as he looked around quickly surveying the land. 1. Shikamaru thought as he threw a kunai with a flash bomb attached to it. 2, 3, 4. Shikamaru thought as he threw 3 kunai at the demons. Tayuya moved them close together. 5. Shikamaru thought as he threw a kunai at the string connecting the flash bomb to the kunai slicing it. 6, 7 and 8. Shikamaru thought as his shadows connected with the demons at the same time the flash bomb went off. Shikamaru leapt behind the 3 demons. And 9. He thought as he placed his hands on his knees and the 3 demons were compelled to mimic him. Tayuya didn't notice the connecting shadows and she started playing her flute again. What is going on? She thought. They are under my control now. Shikamaru stated as he took a step forward and the 3 creatures did the same as him. Tayuya growled at Shikamaru and dispelled her creatures. Shikamaru leapt at Tayuya and slashed upward with his kunai slicing the flute in half. Shikamaru instantly started to go through hand signs. Shadow neck bind. Shikamaru exclaimed as shadow hands started to creep up Tayuya's body stopping her completely. I have to break his jutsu. Tayuya thought as she desperately tried to move. She is resisting even while we are this close. Shikamaru thought. It is useless since we are this close. Shikamaru stated calmly. It isn't over. Tayuya struggled out as the hands wrapped around her throat. I will have to use that. She thought distastefully as her skin started to darken, her eyes started to become inverted while horns started to grow out of her head. What the hell happened to her? Shikamaru thought as he felt her resisting his jutsu even more and it started to recede. Damn, she is a lot stronger now. Shikamaru thought as his jutsu released one of her arms and she punched him in the chest making him slide backwards. When Shikamaru looked up, Tayuya finished a set of hand signs. Death by pleasure. She exclaimed as Shikamaru's mouth dropped open and he fell to his knees. Hey bitch, leave my man alone. An angry feminine voice yelled as a great gust of wind slammed into where Tayuya was. Temari floated to in front of Shikamaru and kicked him as hard as she could break the genjutsu. You know you didn't have to kick me. Shikamaru said standing up and did a quick set of hand signs and his shadow shot at Tayuya connecting with hers and holding her in place. I can't hold her for long. Don't worry. Temari stated as she looked at his hand to see a broken finger. He broke his finger to break the genjutsu as he fell. Temari thought as she bit her thumb and wiped blood onto her fan. Summoning blade dance. Temari exclaimed as she gave a huge heave of her fan and a one-eyed sickle-wielding weasel appeared and started to ride the tempest that Temari made with her fan. Shikamaru had covered his eyes as he heard destruction everywhere around him. Once everything died down, Shikamaru opened his eyes to see Temari leaning against her now closed fan. I should never make her mad. Shikamaru thought. So I am your man? Shikamaru asked as he saw Temari's ears start to darken. Why, you heard that? Temari's voice cracked at the beginning. I don't mind. Shikamaru stated as Temari whirled around to face him. She went to hug him when Shikamaru made a hand sign and his shadow launched under her. She looked behind herself to see Tayuya being held up by 4 shadow spikes. Wow, she was tough. Temari stated as Shikamaru nodded. She turned back to Shikamaru and she became something that Shikamaru thought she would never be, timid. Does this make me your girlfriend? She asked with several emotions evident on her voice, hope, fear, and something else he didn't know. How about we go on a date? Shikamaru asked as the girl became giddy. Shikamaru shook his head as Tsum burst through the trees. Shikamaru, are you okay? Tsum asked. Just a broken finger, and a few cuts and bruises. Shikamaru told her. I have to go help Naruto. He added quickly. Sorry Shikamaru, Tsunade-sama ordered that all injured must return to Konoha no matter how simple they are. Tsum told him. Do not worry, we have sent many people to help your team. Shikamaru reluctantly accepted thanks to a very persuasive argument from Temari. She threatened to bash his head in with her fan. Naruto was leaping towards the man. I have to get that barrel back. Naruto thought as he drew slowly closer to the pale man. There is something off about him too. Naruto thought as the two burst into a large field. Give me Sasuke now and I will let you live. Naruto stated as the man calmly set the barrel down. I don't think I will do that, Orochimaru-sama would be very upset with me. He said calmly. Then I will take it by force. Naruto said as he charged forward and pulled his katana out. Naruto swung his katana at Kimimaro and it connected with a solid piece of bone that protruded from his palm. Naruto was slightly shocked from the weird bone dagger. This is my clan's Kekii Genkai. Kimimaro stated as he pulled the bone out to reveal a piece of bone the length of a broadsword. It allows me to grow and harden my bones. Kimimaro stated as he slashed at Naruto, who blocked it expertly and dealt a counter to the attack that was blocked by Kimimaro. You are very skilled with that blade. Kimimaro complimented him. Thanks. Naruto replied as he added his wind element to his blade and he slashed out, slashing a good chunk out of the bone sword. Naruto leaped back a little. I will have to wear him down. Naruto thought as he crossed his fingers. Multi-shadow clone jutsu. Naruto exclaimed as hundreds of clones appeared and they converged on Kimimaro. The real Naruto stood back and watched the fight as plumes of smoke were appearing everywhere. After 15 minutes of constant fighting, all the clones were gone. Orochimaru-sama warned me about you. Kimimaro stated. He told me you were the Jinchuriki of Kyubi no Kitsune. Yes, that is true. Naruto told him. Then we are similar, for we were hated for something that was out of our control. Kimimaro stated. I have come to terms with my burden. Naruto stated. He is stalling for time. Naruto thought as looked at the man. Suddenly tainted churka started to surge from the barrel. He is awakening. Kimimaro said. Naruto turned his attention to the barrel to see purple chakra swirling around it before he was blinded by bright white light. Naruto instinctively covered his eyes until the light died down. Naruto uncovered his eyes and saw Sasuke with the curse mark active. This isn't good. Naruto thought when suddenly Sasuke ran off. Naruto went to follow but Kimimaro got in the way. I cannot let you get Sasuke-sama. Kimimaro told Naruto. Dynamic entry. A voice yelled, followed by a fast-moving spinning green blur, and kicked Kimimaro in the side of the head, making him fly away from Naruto. Naruto-kun, you should go after Sasuke. Lee stated. Lee, what are you doing? Naruto questioned. I was sent to help you. Lee said to Naruto, even though he never took his eyes off of Kimimaro. Be safe, Lee. Naruto told Lee before leaping after Sasuke. I am Rock Lee, Konoha's beautiful green wild beast. Lee told Kimimaro. I am Kimimaro. He replied simply as he looked warily at the boy. Shall we begin? Kimimaro asked when suddenly Lee vanished in a blur of speed and launched at Kimimaro. He is fast. Kimimaro noted as he caught a kick, but he was suddenly kicked in the side of the head again when Lee placed his palm onto the ground and kicked with his other leg, making Kimimaro skid across the field a few times. I have to use my speed against him, Lee thought as he ran forward in a blur and dealt devastating hits to the man. Suddenly Lee felt tremendous pain in his shin. He looked to see bones had protruded from Kimimaro's skin and had hit the weights on his shin. That should have pierced your leg, Kimimaro stated when the leg warmer fell to the ground and shook the land around them. He raised his eyebrow at the strange-clad boy. I wear weights, Lee told him as he removed his other leg warmer and let it fall. Lee vanished completely without his leg weights on. He was faster than the eye could follow. Lee was dealing punches and kicks to Kimimaro. After a while Lee started to notice that Kimimaro was starting to block and dodge his hits. He has found my pattern, Lee thought before he was kicked away. You are predictable, Kimimaro stated simply. Lee was feeling slightly fatigued from the intense fighting he was doing. I am out of shape, Lee thought before he ran towards Kimimaro again. At the last second Lee redirected his track and ran towards the fallen weights. Lee picked them up and connected them, creating a bow staff. Lee changed his direction again and ran directly at Kimimaro before throwing his staff at full force at him. Kimimaro watched as the staff flew at him. The staff connected with Kimimaro's stomach before he could dodge it. He was thrown back and into the ground, leaving a trench as he slid across the ground. That was a different attack, Kimimaro thought as he stood up, much to Lee's surprise. How is he still standing? Lee thought as he panted a little. I guess I will have to use the elixir Tsunade-sama gave me, Lee thought as he pulled the bottle out and downed the contents in one gulp. A mild blush came across his cheeks and he fell backwards, snoring loudly. Kimimaro blinked a few times in confused when suddenly Lee was on his feet in front of him. What the? Was all Kimimaro was able to say before Lee kicked him away. Lee was throwing wild punches and kicks at Kimimaro. His attack is completely different now, he thought. Wuxia looking at? Lee slurred, making Kimimaro blink again before Lee kicked him towards the bottle. He got a whiff of what was in it. Is he drunk? Kimimaro thought as he stood again as his skin darkened and 6 bone-like spines grew out of his back along with a tail. You sure are purty, Lee slurred before falling backwards again. I am not falling for that again, Kimimaro thought as Lee continued to snore. Oh, what happened? Lee asked as he stood holding his head. He looked up to see Kimimaro. What happened to you? He asked, still holding his head. He was answered as Kimimaro charged at Lee at a much slower speed. I guess that form makes him slower, Lee thought as he disappeared and was about to connect his foot with Kimimaro's rib cage when bones shot out. Sand got in between the two and Lee was forced away and was caught on a cloud of sand. He looked up to see Gaara. Hello, Gaara-san, Lee said weakly. Hello, Lee, Gaara replied as Kimimaro started to pull his spine out. Spine sword, Kimimaro stated as he held the sword. He launched at Gaara and slammed into his sand shield. The shield was barely holding against the attack. Gaara held his arm up and sand wrapped around him and lifted him into the air. Sand coffin, Gaara stated emotionlessly. Sand burial, Gaara said again as he clamped his fist together, crushing the sand together. Gaara let the sand and body fall to the ground. Bone bullets, Kimimaro exclaimed as he held his hand up and launched bones at the shocked Gaara. But his sand shield reacted on its own and blocked the bone bullets. Gaara held his hand up. Tempered Shikaku trident, Gaara exclaimed as a trident started to form in his hands. This trident is made of the hardest materials in the earth. Gaara said calmly as the two attacked each other. You are good with that weapon. Kimimaro told Gaara, who grunted in reply and jammed the trident into his stomach, but it was stopped by Kimimaro's skin. Kimimaro brought his spine sword down. Gaara blocked the attack except for the piece that was embedded in his shoulder. Kimimaro pulled and cut Gaara on his shoulder and the trident started to dissolve. Gaara leapt back and held his hand up as a fat raccoon appeared between the two. Gaara was holding his shoulder in pain. This guy is stronger than anyone I have faced before. Gaara thought. Bone bullets. Kimimaro exclaimed as he started shooting his bones into the fat raccoon. You cannot hide forever. I don't. Gaara said from behind Kimimaro. Gaara made a hand sign. Prison sand burial. Gaara said as sand started to swirl around Kimimaro and started to drag him into the ground. After a while Gaara let out a breath. What did you do to him? Lee asked. He is 200 meters under the surface of the ground. Gaara told him when the ground started to shake. He can't possibly be still alive. Lee commented as the two were lifted by Gaara's sand as bone spikes launched out of the ground. Gaara rose the two higher into the sky. Is he dead yet? Lee asked and everything settled down. I will not fail Orochimaru-sama. A voice yelled. What is it going to take to kill this person? Gaara thought almost desperately when suddenly Kimimaro appeared in front of both Lee and Gaara through one of his bone pillars. A bone lance started to form around his arm and he cocked it back to hit the two almost defenseless shinobi when Kimimaro started to cough up blood. Both Gaara and Lee watched in amazement as Kimimaro slumped forward dead. Was he sick when he was fighting us? Lee asked as Gaara shrugged and levitated them away from the bone spike field. Lee, I just want to say sorry for nearly crippling you. Gaara said. Think nothing of it. Lee said, smiling broadly at the boy. You saved my life, so we are even. Lee said as he held his arm out. Gaara had a bad feeling, but he grabbed Lee's hand and shook it before Lee pulled him into a hug. Lee, an older male voice yelled. Ji-sensei. Lee. Ji-sensei. Lee. Ji-sensei. Lee. Must get away. Gaara thought desperately as a sunset formed behind them. Ah, it burns. Shikaku yelled in Gaara's head. Please, I will do anything, just stop it. Shikaku pleaded, stunning Gaara. Oh, that poor boy. Tsum stated as the medics nodded. Hey, stop it. Tsum ordered loudly. Can't you see that Gaara is bleeding? Oh, his youthfulness was so bright I could contain myself. Guy stated as the medics and Tsum faces collided with the ground. Please, I will do anything, just stop this torture. Shikaku stated when the sunset disappeared. Thank Kami, that is over. Gaara was unwittingly nodding at Shikaku. Oh, and for that little promise you will allow me to sleep without taking or attempting to take over my body. Gaara thought with a smile. We are bound by a law older than time itself. Shikaku stated with a sigh. Naruto burst through the forest and landed on top of the first Hokage's head. Sasuke was standing across from him on Madara Uchiha's head. The two were looking at each other. This is where our fight will be. Sasuke called to him. I don't want to fight you, Sasuke. Naruto called back. Come back to Konoha. No, they were holding me back. Sasuke said angrily. No, you were holding yourself back by working alone. Naruto replied calmly. If you go any further I will have to take you back by force, or to kill you so Orochimaru doesn't get the Sharingan. Naruto told him as he drew out his katana. Like you could kill me in Uchiha. Sasuke exclaimed angrily as he leapt off of Madara's stone head and flew at Naruto. Sasuke pulled a kunai out and slashed at Naruto. Naruto was able to block the attack and take a large chip out of the kunai. Sasuke, stop this now. Naruto said as he pushed Sasuke back. No! He yelled as he kicked out and Naruto caught the attack with his hand. How is he so strong? Sasuke thought as Naruto kicked at Sasuke, sending him flying into Madara's chest, creating a crater. Sasuke, I do not want to hurt you. Naruto told Sasuke, angering the boy. Well, I want to hurt you, he yelled as he flew at Naruto again. Sparks were flying everywhere as Naruto blocked every one of Sasuke's slashes with his kunai until the kunai was sliced to pieces. And I will take that sword. Sasuke yelled as he attacked again. I am going to have to kill him. Naruto thought sadly. It would seem so. Kyuubi told him. Naruto leapt back when Sasuke started to go through some hand signs. Fire style, fireball jutsu. Sasuke yelled as he created a massive fireball. Water style, water dragon jutsu. Naruto exclaimed as a giant water dragon rose out of the water and flew at the fireball, extinguishing it. Sasuke, please stop this insanity. Naruto said calmly. It isn't insanity. Sasuke yelled, angry that the supposed dead last was beating him thoroughly. Fine then. Naruto said. You have no chance to win against me, Sasuke. Naruto told him coldly before charging at him. Fire style, Phoenix Fire Jutsu. Sasuke yelled as he started to spit out small fireballs at Naruto. The fireballs hit his cloak and barely hindered him. Naruto kneed Sasuke in the stomach, making him fly into the air. Naruto looked up and forced chakra into his legs and flew through the air. Sasuke opened his eyes to see Naruto flying towards him, katana point first. Sasuke barely twisted to the side as Naruto flew by. That should give me a few seconds to recover. Sasuke thought when he heard a popping noise. He looked behind him to see Naruto flying at him. How did he do that? Sasuke thought as Naruto tackled him at full speed and the two slammed into the ground. Naruto winced in pain. Damn, I broke my leg and arm. Naruto thought as he looked down at Sasuke, who was still awake and alive. Damn. Naruto thought when purple chakra started to surge around him. Naruto felt Kyuubi surge chakra into his arm and leg, healing them almost instantly. Naruto leapt back and flexed his limbs as Sasuke stood while the mark started to spread across his skin. I will kill you. Sasuke yelled as red chakra started to bubble around Naruto and he fell onto his hands. Sasuke, stop now. Naruto growled in an altered voice. No, Naruto, with this power I will kill you. Sasuke said maliciously. I don't think so. Naruto said. I know all you ranged attacks and none will do anything to me. Sasuke said arrogantly. All but one. Naruto yelled as he stuck his arm around and the red chakra launched at Sasuke. Sasuke was momentarily stunned as the chakra fist collided with his chest. Naruto instantly went after the boy. Fire style, fireball jutsu. Sasuke yelled as the fireball hit Naruto. Sasuke smirked until a large cyclone kicked up, extinguishing the fireball. Water was swirling around Naruto as he stood stock still on the water. Why is he so strong? No matter how much I train, he is always ahead of me. Sasuke thought, angrily feeding the cursed seal. Naruto was moving too fast for Sasuke's Sharingan to track. Why can't I see him? Sasuke thought desperately as Naruto literally kicked his ass. Suddenly Sasuke could track Naruto moving. What is happening? Sasuke thought. Shit, his Sharingan just advanced. Naruto thought as he slashed out at Sasuke and he dodged. Naruto's hands were a blur and Sasuke was easily defending against him. Suddenly Naruto heard chirping noises and shearing pain in his shoulder. Naruto coughed up blood and looked down to see Sasuke's hand in his shoulder. Sasuke was smirking viciously, but that was wiped away when Naruto grabbed onto his forearm and kicked him in the stomach multiple times. Naruto let go of Sasuke at the last hit and his hand was ripped from Naruto's shoulder. Sasuke looked up to what he thought was a fatal hit but was stunned to see the wound mending itself together. "You have made me angry, Sasuke," Naruto said with a deathly calm voice as a second tail started to form. Naruto's body started to hurt from the strain of the chakra. "Naruto, you can't handle much more," Kyuubi warned him as Naruto's features became more feral. "I will be fine," Naruto thought with some pain. Naruto suddenly burst towards Sasuke in speeds that wouldn't be able to be seen by the normal eye. Naruto and Sasuke were trading blow after blow. Neither could get an upper hand. "I will kill you and take this power," Sasuke yelled. "Sorry, but killing me and this power comes with me," Naruto said calmly, making the boy angrier, if that is possible. Naruto watched as Sasuke's skin started to turn dark gray, his hair started to grow and turn dark blue, a star-shaped mark appeared across the bridge of Sasuke's nose. Naruto was suddenly knocked back and across the river. What the hell just happened? Naruto thought as he pulled himself out of the hole his back created when he hit the cliff wall. "This power is amazing," Sasuke said with a vicious smirk. "I will stop you, Sasuke," Naruto said as he started making a dark purple Rasengan. Naruto leapt at Sasuke and slammed the Rasengan into him, dust was kicked up and Naruto's vision was obscured. Naruto waved his arm and flung the dust in all directions. Naruto saw a webbed hand covering Sasuke's body. "What the hell is that?" Naruto thought as it moved from Sasuke's body to show that with was a wing-like appendage. Suddenly another hand ripped out of his back. "We will end this now, Naruto," Sasuke said as he charged up a black Chidori and Naruto created another dark purple Rasengan. Naruto leapt in the air towards Sasuke as Sasuke flew at him. Chidori/Rasengan. The two attacks connected with each other and it was a battle of dominance to see which jutsu was the strongest. A dome of chakra surrounded the two and started to grow. Suddenly two things flew out of the sphere of chakra. Naruto had another hole in his chest while Sasuke had the burn marks from Naruto's Rasengan and the two wounds were healing quickly. "I am going to have to do that technique," Naruto thought as he heard Kyuubi gasp. "Naruto, you know that technique sacrifices your healing ability to enhance your speed and strength," Kyuubi warned him. "I know that, Kyuubi," Naruto thought as the red chakra receded into his seal as the wound was completely healed. "Looks like I will have to increase my power," Naruto told Sasuke who was standing across from him. Sasuke started to hear bones cracking and muscles tearing. He saw a muzzle jut out from the cowl of the hood. Naruto hunched over and Sasuke saw a hairy clawed hand pull the string of his cloak and Naruto stood up to his now 6-foot-tall height and let out a loud roar. In front of Sasuke was a Werkitsune. "Come on, Sasuke," Naruto said as the cloak fluttered away. Naruto suddenly ran at Sasuke with his clawed hand on the ground, leaving 5 long gashes in the ground. Naruto slashed up and left 5 long gashes on Sasuke's chest that started at his left hip and ended on his right shoulder. Sasuke was suddenly thrown back and slammed into the wall. "What is that power?" Sasuke demanded as he pulled himself out of the hole his back created. The wounds Naruto had created were healing. "I sacrificed my healing abilities to augment my own speed and strength," Naruto told him as he moved again and kicked out with his clawed foot connecting with Sasuke's chest, making him crash into the hole he created earlier. Naruto started to slam his fists on Sasuke. His hands were starting to bleed from how hard his fists were clenched. Suddenly an arm launched out and grabbed Naruto by the throat. "Chidori!" Sasuke yelled as he slammed his hand through Naruto's chest once again. Naruto took the claws on his feet and dug them deeply into Sasuke's chest, piercing both of his lungs, and pulled back as hard as he could, racking his claws down Sasuke's chest. Naruto leapt back and grabbed his chest as blood poured down it, along with blood pouring out of the 10 deep gashes on Sasuke's chest. The two looked at each other, both become soaked in their own blood fast. We each can only do one more attack, Sasuke. Naruto stated matter-of-factly. I guessed as much too. Sasuke admitted. Let's end this, Sasuke. Naruto said as he charged up a blood-red Rasengan. The two suddenly flew at each other in a burst of speed. Naruto was able to reach Sasuke first with his enhanced speed. Rasengan. Naruto yelled as his Rasengan slammed into Sasuke's stomach at the same time as he started to revert back to his normal self, when Sasuke charged a black Chidori and slammed it into Naruto's chest. The two coughed up blood. The two fell to the ground and fell onto different sides of the river. The two somehow were able to pull themselves out of the hole. Naruto had blood streaming down his chin along with Sasuke, who was reverting back to his normal body. Naruto weakly started to run as the holes in his chest started to heal themselves as he charged at Sasuke. Sasuke was doing the same and the two fists collided together and they entered another taijutsu fight. Naruto was a little faster than Sasuke and was able to deal more hits on him, but Sasuke's strength was holding out, and when they hit Naruto they were more powerful. The corners of their vision started to darken as they fought against each other. Neither wanted to pass out before the other. The two leapt back at the same time to catch their breaths. We are too evenly matched right now. Naruto thought as his vision started to tunnel along with Sasuke's, and the two started to stumble backwards and fell into the craters they had made during their fight. Sasuke had passed out and Naruto was using the last of his strength to pull himself out of the hole and saw a figure grab Sasuke and leap away before he passed out and slid back into the crater at the same time as it started to rain. With Kakashi, I have to stop them. Kakashi thought as he followed Pakun. Kakashi, what are you doing here? Tsum demanded, stopping the Jounin in his tracks. Tsum-sama. Kakashi trailed off as he looked at the slightly older but more powerful woman. Well? Tsum demanded, her temper rising. I have to find Sasuke-kun and Naruto-kun. Kakashi said as Tsum raised her eyebrow at him. So now you care about Naruto-kun? Tsum questioned, making Kakashi flinch a little. Help me protect these medics while we look for Naruto-kun. Tsum ordered and Kakashi nodded in defeat. The small group leapt off in search of Naruto. So why did you ditch your pups? Tsum asked. Pups? Kakashi asked, genuinely confused. Students. She told him. I knew that if I didn't spend time with Sasuke-kun he would do something like this. Kakashi defended himself. That won't cut it when Tsunade-sama gets that talk with you. Tsum told him. And if Naruto-kun is hurt no one will stop her from placing a kill on sight order on him. Tsum stated. Why? Kakashi asked, once again confused. I am a mother and I know that those two have a mother/son relationship. Tsum told him. If the person who hurt my pup was still alive I would rip his nuts off and kill him slowly. Tsum stated like it was the most obvious thing in the world. The men in the group covered their crotches as the women giggled. They came to the Valley of the End and they were shocked to see the sheer carnage of the damage. What happened here? A medic asked. A master-level fight. Kakashi said before leaping to the floor with Tsum close behind him. They surveyed the damage and the two saw a black cloak laying on a katana stabbed into the ground. They went towards it and as they drew closer they were shocked to see Naruto laying unconscious in a hole not too far off. Blood and water was pooling around him. Naruto-kun! Tsum exclaimed as she went to him immediately. She saw the hole in his chest bleeding profusely. What happened to him? Those are Chidori wounds. Kakashi said knowingly before he was lifted off the ground by an angry woman. You taught that power-hungry bastard the Chidori. She yelled in a dark angry tone. It told him that it was t to bb you use t to p protect. Kakashi stuttered. Yo, Sasuke's scent isn't here anymore. A third scent is apparent here too. Pakun told them. It is obvious that he isn't using it to protect others. Tsum spat at him as she dropped the scared man. We cannot heal him. A medic said. Tsunade-sama will have to heal him. He added. Quickly. Kakashi, you have to take him back to Konoha. Some ordered. I don't like to admit it, but I am not as fast as I used to be. She added. You are the fastest and Naruto need immediate attention. She told him. Of course. Kakashi said as he pulled his forehead protector up, revealing his Sharingan. The medics carefully placed Naruto onto Kakashi's back and Kakashi was gone the next instant. Sama, what do you think will happen when Tsunade-sama sees Naruto? A medic asked. The truth? Some asked as the medic nodded. I don't know. She whispered. But it will not be pretty. In Konoha, Tsunade was sitting at her desk doing paperwork when an Umbu appeared before her. Tsunade-sama. The Umbu saluted the woman. What is it? Tsunade demanded. Kakashi has just returned. He told her. With a seriously injured genin on his back. He added as Tsunade's heart started to drop. I am going to the hospital. Tsunade said as she stood. Who is it? She asked. Please tell me it is not Naruto. She thought desperately. It is Naruto Uzumaki. He has 2 fist-size holes in his chest. He told her as Tsunade looked broken for a second. Go tell Hinata Hyuga that Naruto is in the hospital. Tsunade ordered as the Umbu nodded and quickly vanished. Hospital. Several medics were force-feeding Naruto plasma pills to replenish the blood he is losing. How he is alive is beyond me. One medic said. You shouldn't say such things, Tsunade-sama might hear you. Another medic whispered. Hear what? A feminine voice asked behind them. The two turned to see the buxom woman. No one, ma'am, the two exclaimed. Tsunade pushed the two away and his hand started to glow green. She couldn't possibly heal those wounds. The medics thought in unison, but they noticed that she kept her hands over Naruto's heart and his wound started to glow bright red and started to close. After 15 minutes the wounds were completely closed. She did it. They thought. Tsunade-sama, more wounded are coming in. A medic said hurriedly. Choji Akamichi and Niji Hyuga are in critical condition, Kiba Inuzuka is suffer from severe blood loss and Shikamaru Nara is suffering from a broken finger. He told them as two people were brought in. You get Shizune in here now. She ordered as she pointed at a medic. You three keep Niji alive. She ordered 3 of the medics. And you get me everything from the Akamichi clan and Nara clan on the Akamichi pills. She ordered the last one. They all nodded and went to their jobs. Tsunade went to Choji's side and ran her hands over his body and knew that his organs were starting to systematically shut down. Tsunade attempted to heal the damaged organs to give her a little more time to find a cure for the poison running through Choji's veins. A medic came to her with a couple of books. Tsunade-sama, these are the books you requested. The medic said as he gave them to Tsunade. I gave myself a day before he gets worse again. Tsunade thought as she grabbed the books and left the emergency room. Shortly after Naruto had been healed, he had slipped into a coma and it had crushed Hinata when she heard that. Tsunade had to comfort the broken girl, even thought she herself wanted to cry her eyes out. It has been a week and Naruto had not shown one sign that he will wake up anytime soon. Naruto's mindscape. Naruto's eyes started to crack open. Go back to sleep, Kit. Kyubi told Naruto. You need to rest some more before you can wake. She told him as she forced him back into his slumber. Real-world Hinata was sitting next to Naruto's bed with a tear-stained face. If she wasn't here, she was out in the training field training until her hands were either bloody or fell unconscious from overexertion. That girl is going to kill herself. Tsunade thought from the door. Although she wasn't much better, she had buried herself into her work to keep her mind off of her son. Hinata, you should go home and take a shower. Tsunade said as Hinata shook her head. Hinata hadn't spoken much for the entire week. "Dear, you shouldn't be killing yourself over this," Tsunade said in a motherly tone. "Naruto wouldn't want to see you like this," she told her as she saw the girl become rigid. "People are saying Naruto-kun isn't going to wake up." Hinata's voice cracked from disuse. "Naruto is one of the most persistent person we know," Tsunade told the girl. "He will come back to us," she added before Hinata showed her true age and embraced the older woman in a hug and started crying again. "But I miss him so much," Hinata cried out. "I do too, Hinata," Tsunade told her as she squeezed the smaller girl a little tighter. "We will just have to comfort each other in order to stay sane," Tsunade whispered to the girl as she let the little girl cry. "You had better wake up soon, Naruto," Tsunade thought. Naruto's mindscape. Naruto could hear crying in the distance. "Who is crying?" Naruto thought weakly. "But I miss him so much," a familiar voice cried out. "Hinata-hime?" Naruto thought. "She is crying, she shouldn't be crying. I have to wake up. Wake up. Wake up." Naruto thought desperately. "Naruto, stop!" Kyubi exclaimed. Real-world Hinata was crying on Tsunade's shoulder when a powerful chakra surge was felt by the two. They looked over to see Naruto enshrouded by crimson chakra with his back arching up. "Naruto!" the two yelled as they attempted to get closer, but the red chakra lashed out and was leaving burn marks and knocking things off the walls. They had to cover their eyes from the intensity of the chakra. But as suddenly as the chakra came, it was gone. And that did it for Hinata, and she completely broke down and fell to her knees and started to cry even harder. Why? Hinata kept repeating in her head as she wept over her lover's bed. "She is going through what I did," Tsunade thought sadly. She placed her hand on the weeping girl's shoulder before walking out, leaving the crying girl. Another week later. Naruto's mindscape. "Naruto, it is time to get up," Kyubi told him gently. "Your mate is waiting for you," she added as Naruto's eyes started to crack open. Real-world Hinata had not left Naruto's side and had hardly ate anything since Naruto's chakra flare. She hasn't even spoken a single word, not even her closest friends and sensei could get her to talk. Her sister Hanabi and father tried, but they didn't even get a reaction out of her. Hanabi was close to breaking point because her dear older sister was starting to wither away. "Naruto-kun, please come back to me," she thought desperately. "I don't know if I can live without you," she added while grabbing his hand, feeling the unusual warmth. "His hands have been so cold recently," Hinata thought hopefully. "No, I mustn't get hopeful," Hinata chided herself. She clamped her eyes shut as more tears started to fall. She felt a hand cup her face and wipe a tear away with their thumb. "Hime, you shouldn't be crying," a familiar voice told her. Hinata's eyes snapped open in shock and she saw the warm cerulean blue eyes looking back at her. "Naruto," she yelled before wrapping her arms tightly around him and kissing him passionately when a thought came to her. "Kami, if this is a dream, I will definitely die when I wake up," Hinata thought. Hokage office. Tsunade was working diligently and hadn't had a drop of alcohol in the past 2 weeks. She was signing a paper when, "Naruto," she heard someone yell, and the papers were scattered all over the place, and by the time the first piece of paper hit the ground no one was in the office. Naruto's room. Hinata was finally pulled away from Naruto and pinched herself and winced in pain. Naruto looked confused when tears started to well up in her eyes. "Hime, you are much too pretty to cry," Naruto said, cupping her face again. Where are we?" Naruto asked, looking around when flashbacks of the fight he had flooded his mind. "Naruto-kun." Hinata trailed off as she saw him grip his head in seeming pain. "Ah!" Naruto screamed as his eyes went blank and he fell backwards unconscious right as Tsunade made it to the door. "What happened?" Tsunade exclaimed. Naruto-kun woke up then then he asked where we were then he grabbed his head and went unconscious again. Hinata said close to tears again. Well, it is good to know he is out of the coma. Tsunade said with a sigh. But I figured he had temporary memory loss and he must have gained it back in an instant and it was too much for him to handle. Tsunade told her. But it is perfectly normal. She interrupted the girl again. You should get some sleep, Hinata. Tsunade told the girl. She blinked when she saw Hinata slip under the covers and lay her head on Naruto's shoulder. I meant you own bed, but I guess you want Naruto to see you when you first wake up. Tsunade said to the already sleeping girl. Tsunade sighed and walked to the girl and brought the blankets up further, covering her completely. Tsunade walked back out, leaving the sleeping duo. She went and started telling everyone the prankster Hokage is back. Late at night Naruto opened his eyes again and looked around. His eyes settled on window. It is dark out. Naruto thought as he tried to sit up but felt a weight on his shoulder. Naruto looked to see Hinata was sound asleep on his shoulder. The moonlight was shining in through the window and was illuminating her face, making her look angelic. My Hime is so beautiful. Naruto thought as he lightly brushed some hair out of her face. Hinata's eyes cracked open to see two bright blue eyes looking down at her. So I wasn't dreaming, you were awake. Hinata whispered almost inaudibly. I am awake, Hinata Hime. Naruto whispered and leaned in and kissed her. The kiss soon became more passionate and Naruto found himself almost naked and Hinata in the same fashion. Hime, I think we shouldn't go too much further. Naruto struggled to form words with Hinata's well-endowed naked chest pressed against his. I just want to be closer. Hinata told him while laying completely on his chest. Naruto blushed a little at feeling her soft skin on his own. Let's sleep like this. Hinata mumbled as she fell asleep again. Naruto let out a yawn and he too soon fell asleep. The next morning the unwitting duo didn't know that they were going to get a rude awakening. Ino, Sakura, Tenten, Tsunade, Shizune, Anko and Kurenai were walking towards Naruto's room. Okay, just to warn you, they might still be asleep. Tsunade told them, not wanting them to freak out when they saw Hinata and Naruto sleeping together. Okay. They all said as Tsunade opened the door and various gifts fell onto the ground as their mouth dropped open. In front of them was Hinata sleeping sound asleep, seemingly naked on top of Naruto. No wonder Naruto picked Hinata. Sakura thought, looking at Hinata's bigger chest. Naruto. Kurenai yelled, ready to kill him. Their eyes flew open and Hinata let out a squeak and ducked her head under the blankets. This is not what it looks like. Naruto exclaimed quickly. Anko and Shizune were holding Kurenai back from injuring the already injured genin. Naruto, Uzumaki, what do you think you two were doing? Demanded Tsunade. We were sleeping. Naruto exclaimed as Hinata slid off of him and hid against his side. She was burying her head into his side. More like sleeping together. Anko stated suggestively, earning her two very scary glares from Kurenai and Tsunade. What were you doing? Tsunade demanded with ill-restrained anger. We were kissing. Naruto told her. Nothing more, he added quickly. Then why are you two naked? Kurenai yelled, embarrassing Naruto. Oh ho, that's my boy. A perverted giggle came from the window. What was that, Jiraiya? Tsunade asked dangerously. Nothing, Hokage-sama. Jiraiya gulped nervously. She is the scariest woman I have ever seen. Jiraiya thought and nearly had a heart attack when he saw that every female but the blushing heiress was glaring at him. I am going to go. Jiraiya said as he summoned a large toad and they ran away. Naruto, what were you two doing? Tsunade asked with strained calmness that Naruto knew was fake. We had mind-blowing sex, and if I hadn't have placed a sound barrier around the room, people would have heard Hinata scream my name when I created a miniature Rasengan and inserted it into her. Naruto said with a completely straight face. Hinata fainted away just thinking about it. Shizen Kurenai and Anko's mouths dropped open, knowing that a jutsu like that used for that purpose would lead to the best orgasm of their lives. Tsunade blinked a few times. Everything he said could have possibly happened. Sakura and Ino were unconscious on the floor. Can you teach me the Rasengan? Anko asked seriously as Shizen Kurenai and Tsunade looked at her. What? You know you two want to try that too. Anko said matter-of-factly as the three women blushed and looked away. Wait, we are getting off subject. Tsunade said, turning to Naruto. Someone was getting off last night. Anko joked, earning glares from the three other women. Well, I won't deny that part. Naruto told them. Wait, you mean you lied about that? Shizen asked. Yes. Naruto told her. Although that Rasengan part is a theory for me. Naruto added. We kissed, somehow our clothes were removed and I stopped her before anything else happened. Naruto admitted. Even if I did want to do that to her. Naruto added in his head. Okay, I believe you. Tsunade said as she turned to the two unconscious girls with blood trickling down their noses. She shook her head as she picked up Sakura as Shizen picked Ino up and Kurenai followed the two out. So Naruto, how about you teaching me the Rasengan? Anko asked with a perverted grin. Sure, I can teach you, but I won't teach you the technique to reduce the size. Naruto told her as Anko groaned in disappointment and stalked out, slamming the door behind her. Naruto chuckled at Anko's antiques. Are they gone? Hinata asked, popping her head back up. She had a small trickle of blood running down her nose. Naruto grabbed a tissue and wiped her nose. My Erohime, you wanted what I said to happen, didn't you? Naruto asked. I will neither confirm or deny that. Hinata stated as a blush formed on her cheeks. You know I can make a sound barrier fairly easy. Naruto told her as her cheeks darkened. Ravage his body. The perverted side of Hinata's mind yelled. No, you mustn't, we must stay pure till we are married. The non-perverted side argued. Why wait when we know we are marrying Naruto-kun? Countered the arrow side. Okay, ravage his body. The non-perverted side agreed almost eagerly. Hinata felt a warmth running through her. Hinata looked at Naruto. Naruto could see the lust and desire burning in her eyes. You know, Naruto-kun, I know my own sound barriers. Hinata said with a seductive smile. Naruto became nervous as Hinata started to go through hand signs. A dark hue covered the walls. Now, no one will hear me scream. Hinata told him as she kissed his lips. Naruto groaned with Hinata grinded herself against his hardening member. Hinata, are you sure about this? Naruto groaned out as Hinata leaned forward. I have never been more sure in my life. Hinata whispered into his ear, making him shiver. Naruto suddenly flipped Hinata over and Naruto had flipped Hinata onto her back, eliciting an erotic moan from her throat. Naruto instantly sucked on her throat, making another moan come from her. Naruto kissed his way back up her throat up to her ear, making her shiver. If we continue, I might not be able to hold back. Naruto whispered huskily into her ear. A primal moan escaped her throat as his breath tickled her neck. Don't stop. Hinata was interrupted by Naruto kissing her lips. Hinata's hands tangled into his hair, pulling him closer as his hands moved down her sides. Hinata was too preoccupied with kissing him that she didn't notice his hand cupping her breast. He gave her breast a firm squeeze, making Hinata moan loudly into the kiss, and Naruto stuck his tongue into her mouth, plundering it. She tastes so good. Naruto thought as Hinata let out another moan. Oh God, I think I forgot to breath. Hinata thought as Naruto stopped kissing her lips and started to kiss his way down her face to her neck and bit a little hard. Naruto could taste the coppery taste of blood in his mouth, but neither cared because all Hinata felt was immense pleasure. He started to move down to her collarbone and lightly sucked on a sensitive spot, and she let out another moan. Naruto smirked and lowered his head even more and kissed in between her breasts, making even more pleasure course through her veins. It was like fire was coursing through her veins, making her hotter. "Oh God, this feels too good," Hinata thought as she wrapped her fingers around his golden locks even harder. Her back bent at an almost impossible angle when she felt a hot wet sensation wrap around her nipple. She nearly let out a scream when she found her voice again. Hinata looked down to see Naruto's mouth around her nipple. "Oh God," was all Hinata could think. Naruto lifted his head up, earning a disgruntled moan from Hinata. "How does it feel, my Hime?" Naruto asked as he pinched her nipple lightly, making her moan out his name. "How does it feel?" Naruto punctuated each word with a light squeeze of her nipple. Hinata's breath was hitched in her throat. "Well? It feels so good," Hinata screamed in pleasure. "That wasn't so hard, was it?" Naruto asked. "No, she screamed in pleasure when Naruto's head dipped down and he started to suck on her other nipple as his hand lightly caressed her breast. How is he so good at this? Hinata thought. Naruto pulled away again and Hinata opened her mouth to protest when Naruto started to kiss down her chest to her stomach. He hit a ticklish spot and Hinata giggled a little. Naruto looked up at the flushed face and chest of Hinata, his eyes asking if it was okay, and she nodded to him and lifted her hips up as he removed her panties as he pulled them down. He kissed down one leg and up the other after he pulled them down. Naruto saw that Hinata had covered herself in embarrassment. "You do not have to hide, my Hime," Naruto told her as he leant up and kissed her on the lips and pulled her arms away from her most sacred of places. Naruto continued to kiss her as his hand slipped up the inside of her thigh and stroked the outside of her nether lips. Hinata let out a surprised shriek as her hips bucked against his hand. "En Naruto-kun, more," Hinata demanded after pulling away from the kiss. Naruto smirked as he heard the need in her voice. "Anything for you, my Hime," Naruto said as he kissed her right before sticking a finger into her virgin hole. Hinata moaned loudly into the kiss. "He has so much control over me right now," Hinata thought, not caring at all. Naruto broke the kiss and started to kiss down her chest. He left an extremely wet kiss on each of her nipples, coating them slivia, making her nipples harden because of the cool feeling washing over them. She whimpered as her nipples strained for contact that they weren't receiving. Naruto spread her legs a little and looked at Hinata's vagina, making her become incredibly self-conscious. What if it smells bad? Hinata thought, a bit disappointed. "En Naruto-kun, why you do?" Her mouth dropped open as Naruto dived in and started licking her lips. "This pleasure," Hinata thought desperately. "It is too much." "How does it feel?" Naruto asked between licks. Hinata was squirming and moaning lightly from the licks. "Gee good." Hinata's voice cracked with pleasure. "I could stop," Naruto told her after a lick. Hinata's hands grabbed onto the back of his head and pushed his mouth back onto her vagina. "No," she exclaimed as Naruto smirked into her vagina. "Don't you dare stop," she ordered as Naruto's tongue buried itself inside of her vagina, making a loud moan escape her lips. "God, am I glad I placed that sound barrier up," she thought as she felt a tightening in her stomach. "Oh God, I am about to come," Hinata thought when Naruto found her clit and gave it a long suck, and Hinata let out a ear-shattering scream as the tightening sensation was released and unimaginable pleasure coursed through her. Hinata's was shaking a little from the unexpected pleasure. Hinata felt Naruto lick around her hole, cleaning her up. Her skin was currently ultra-sensitive, and his licks were making her shiver and the tightening to return again. Naruto crawled back up to Hinata and kissed her on the lips, giving her a taste of herself. "You taste delicious, Hinata-hime," Naruto whispered into her ear. "Naruto-kun, take me," Hinata ordered almost desperately. Naruto pulled his boxers off and lined himself up at her entrance. "Are you sure about this?" Naruto asked as Hinata nodded and braced herself for the oncoming pain. Naruto slowly entered her, trying to lessen the pain for her. Naruto could hear Hinata whimpering in pain when he stopped for a second when he came to a barrier. Hinata had tears in her eyes and they were streaming down her cheeks. Naruto kissed her, trying to help her forget about the pain. "Go ahead," Hinata told him as Naruto nodded and pulled out a little and slammed into her as Hinata bit into Naruto's neck as the pain ripped through her. Hinata's bite had ripped through Naruto's skin as blood flowed into her mouth and down his back. After a while Hinata let go of Naruto's shoulder. "You can move, Naruto-kun," Hinata told him softly. "Just please be gentle," Hinata whispered as Naruto slowly pulled out and pushed back into her. "God, she is so tight," Naruto thought as he found a slow rhythm. Hinata at first felt a mix between pain and pleasure, but as Naruto went the pleasure started to take over. Soon she was moaning his name repeatedly. "Naruto-kun, faster," she whispered into his ear as she clutched onto him, her fingernails were digging into his back. Naruto started to go faster, she slammed her head onto her pillow and a long moan escaped her lips. Hinata felt the tightening in her stomach again. "Oh God, Naruto-kun. I am going to come." Hinata struggled out. "Me too, Hime," Naruto grunted out as he increased his speed again. Hinata wrapped her legs around his waist and pulled him in as deep as he could, and Hinata had the best orgasm of her life. She squeezed Naruto so tight that she made him come in her. Hinata moaned when she felt his semen shot into her. Hinata purred in satisfaction. That was amazing, Naruto-kun," Hinata whispered. "That it was, Hime," Naruto said, pulling the blankets over them as Hinata snuggled into his chest. It has been a week since Naruto has woken up. He was being released today, and Hinata was waiting for him. Naruto was currently standing before a full-body mirror, he was looking at the 3 scars on his chest. Naruto gingerly touched the scar. "Ugh, this sucks," Naruto thought as he pulled the shirt over his head when he felt 2 arms wrap around him from behind. "Naruto-kun, you shouldn't be caught like this." He heard Hinata breath into his ear. Well, seems like someone is frisky," Naruto said with a smirk. "What can I say, you are irresistible," Hinata whispered to him as she helped pull his shirt over his head. "Geez, Hinata-hime, it is like you are a new person," Naruto said with a smirk. "What can I say, I am happy," she said, smiling at him. "And I think I know why," Naruto told her as he kissed her on the lips. "Ahem?" a voice said from the door, and the two separated to see Tsunade at the door. "I will disregard what I just heard," Tsunade told them as they blushed and looked away from each other. Naruto cleared his throat as he slipped his cloak over his shoulders. "So what would you like?" Naruto asked. "There is a council meeting and the main topic is you," Tsunade told him as she looked nervous. "I figured this day would come sooner or later," Naruto said as he straightened his cloak. "Figured what?" Hinata asked, confused. "The civilian council never liked me much, so they often tried to find reasons to kick me out of the village, or be executed," Naruto told her as he heard her knuckles start to crack. He looked at her fists to see them clenched tight. "And since I hurt or killed their precious Uchiha, they will be more amped to at least kick me out of the village." "Those bastards!" Hinata exclaimed. "I remember one not too long ago," Naruto said. Flashback begins. Naruto was standing in the council room, the civilians were glaring at Naruto with hate. Why didn't you give Sasuke-kun's katana back to him? A councilwoman demanded. His katana? Naruto asked with a laugh. Do you know what, if he can actually hold it for longer than a few seconds I will hand it over to him willingly. Naruto said as he pulled his katana out and stabbed it into the wooden floor. Oh, and I hope Sasuke-kun can handle an A-ranked lightning jutsu running through his system. Naruto said. Elaborate. Shibi said. This sword isn't like your normal ones. Naruto said. This blade has a sentient being sealed in it. The lightning black dragon. Naruto told them. There are 9 katanas to battle the demon lords. So you are wielding the only thing that can kill the thing in you, another councilwoman asked. Once again no. Naruto said. This is the second most powerful blade in current existence. Naruto told them. Where is this blade? Danzo asked. I don't know. Naruto told him. The Uzumaki clan gave it to the only non-Uzumaki that could wield their blades. Naruto added. How many of these blades were created? Danzo inquired. I will not tell you that because it is an Uzumaki clan secret. Naruto said. You will tell us demon brat, a councilman yelled. Hayashi, tell me why I cannot learn the Hyuga Kaiten. Naruto said. It is a Hyuga clan secret. Hayashi stated as he tried to hide his smirk. You cannot tell me to talk about a clan secret when that clan isn't even a part of Konoha. Naruto told them as Sasuke walked in. Guess what, Sasuke, I made a deal with them. If you can hold the katana for more than a few seconds you get it. Naruto told him as he smiled at the arrogant brat. Naruto-kun, this shouldn't be as funny as it is. Kyuubi told him with a chuckle as Naruto watched Sasuke grab the hilt of the blade, and within 2 seconds Sasuke was thrown across the room courtesy of a large lightning bolt. Oh, now that was satisfying. Naruto said with a smirk as he grabbed the hilt of the katana and sheathed it. I am leaving now. Naruto told them as he walked out of the room with the civilian council yelling about Naruto hurting Sasuke-kun. Flashback end, they never did like me. Naruto told her as they walked out of the room. They have tried multiple times to have my katana taken away. I want to rip their heads off. Hinata growled out. I bet you do. Naruto said. Hinata, you will not be allowed into the room with us. Tsunade stated. What is this meeting about? Naruto asked. It is a trial. Tsunade told him sadly. But I have a mission for you no matter what the outcome is of the trial. She told him. Okay. Naruto said as he kissed Hinata before Tsunade and Naruto walked into the room to see the elder, civilian council, shinobi council, and Danzo. Naruto sighed as he saw the entire shinobi council glaring at him. Welcome back, Naruto. Shibi said formally. I don't get why I don't get a seat on the council since I am basically at all of them. Naruto joked. I would wholly agree to that. Shibi stated, clearly not affected by Naruto's joke. I do have 2 questions. Naruto stated, gaining all their attentions. Danzo is the Uchiha clan representative, correct? He asked as they all nodded. Then what is he doing here? Naruto asked. There is no Uchiha loyal to the village, so he has no right to be here. Naruto said. The pup is correct. Some stated. Danzo has no right to be here since Sasuke Uchiha isn't loyal anymore. Sasuke-kun is loyal, a councilman exclaimed, but was quickly put in his place as 5 very high killer intents was directed at him. Tsuanda, Tsum, Hayashi, Shikaku, and Choza were all glaring at the man. Because of Sasuke, my son was hurt, the 5 yelled at the man. Everyone was shocked to hear Tsunade openly say Naruto was her son. Danzo, you are to leave immediately. Tsunade ordered as Danzo growled and left the room. Now to begin with this farce. Tsunade stated. Naruto Uzumaki, you are here to be brought on the absurd charge of assaulting another loyal shinobi of Konoha. Tsunade said. You should show Sasuke-kun some more respect, a councilman exclaimed. Are you trying to order me the Hokage around? Tsunade growled at the man, making him cower. Pup, how do you plea? Some asked. Not guilty. Naruto said. It says in this report that you warned him, is that correct? Hayashi asked. Yes, I did. Naruto said. I told him that I didn't want to hurt him and to come back to Konoha. He then told me that Konoha was holding him back. Which I replied with, that he was only keeping himself back by working alone. Naruto told them. I then told him that if he goes any further that I would take him back with force, or kill him so Orochimaru doesn't get the Sharingan. Naruto told them. Outside of the Hokage Tower, Hinata was pacing back and forth along the steps in front of the Hokage Tower when the Konoha 12 came running up to her. Hinata, is it true? Sakura demanded. Is the council really kicking Naruto out? It is a trial. Hinata told her. And I don't know what to do. Hinata said. Try using your Byakugan to see what is going on. Ino told her as Hinata looked sheepishly away. They put Byakugan deflecting seals on the walls, preventing anyone from peering into the room. Hinata said sheepishly. She is correct. Neji stated as he deactivated his Byakugan. What are the charges? Shikamaru asked. I don't know, but Naruto-kun told me that the civilian council has been looking for a reason to kick him out of the village. Hinata told them. Why? Kiba asked. There was a pregnant pause before Hinata answered. That is for Naruto-kun to tell you. Hinata told them. It is his secret to tell, not mine. She said. Secret. They all said in unison. Does it have to do that red chakra he uses sometimes? Sakura asked. Like I said, I cannot tell you. Hinata said calmly. But that simple sentence told them everything they needed to know. Back in the council room several hours later, Naruto was standing still in front of the council, waiting for the verdict. Some stood and looked at Naruto. Naruto Uzumaki, we of the Shinobi and Civilian Council found you innocent of all charges against you. Some told him as Naruto bowed his head at them. You may leave at any time. Some said. Goodbye, Honorable Council. Naruto said as he bowed to them and walked out of the room and sighed. I hate these meetings. I definitely do not want to do this when I take my seat on the council. Naruto thought as he saw his friends sitting outside of the tower. What are you guys doing? Naruto asked, startling them. Naruto. Sakura began when Tsunade appeared behind him. Naruto, I need you in my office immediately. Tsunade told him before vanishing again. I got to go. Naruto said as he vanished too. Tsunade's office. The two appeared in her office at the same time. Naruto, what I am about to say is serious. Tsunade told him as she walked to her desk and sat in the chair. Naruto took the seat in front of her. What is it, Hokage-sama? Naruto asked seriously. Some of your father's enemies have found out about you somehow. Tsunade said, shocking him. The Tsuchikage was replaced recently, with someone who despises your father. Jiraiya told me that any Konoha shinobi who enter the territory of IWA has a kill-on-sight order. He recently sent a letter that told me to either hand you over or we go to war. Tsunade told him. Are you going to hand me over? Naruto asked as Tsunade shook her head. No, I will not. She told him. But I will send you on a long-term mission where you will be declared a missing nin. You will have to desert Konoha for at least 2 years to allow me to gather my forces. Who else is with the new Tsuchikage? Naruto asked. The Raikage is with him, Mizukage isn't with him, she told me she was staying neutral until it is determined if her land will be taken over. And Suna doesn't have a Kazekage yet. Tsunade told Naruto. That Tsuchikage gave me 3 months to hand you over. You have to desert by then. She told him. This will be an S-ranked mission. Who will know about this? Naruto asked, clenching his fist tightly. No one will know. Tsunade told him. It will be dangerous for them. Tsunade told him. Naruto nodded and swallowed the lump in his throat. This is going to be tough. Naruto said solemnly. I know it is, Naruto, but it is essential. She told him. Do me one favor. Naruto trailed off as Tsunade nodded firmly. Watch out for Hinata, I know she will be crushed when she finds out that I left the village. Naruto told her as he stood. I think I should go. Naruto said before he walked out of the office. It has affected him more than he is letting on. Tsunade thought. The boy is taking it hard. A male voice said behind her, scaring the life out of her. Damn it, Jiraiya. Tsunade yelled as she grabbed her large chest. You almost gave me a heart attack. She told him. I am sorry, Naruto is taking it hard. He said as he looked at the door. Jiraiya, I will need you to meet up with Naruto a year into his desertion. Tsunade told him. Bring him to Mount Myaboku to train with the toads. Tsunade ordered him. What they will be teaching him will be tough on him. Jiraiya told Tsunade as he remembered the grueling training the toads put him through. He shivered at the food they forced him to eat. But it will be worth it. Tsunade told him. Outside the Hokage tower, Naruto walked out of the tower with his mind abuzz. How am I going to deal with the fact that I hurt Hinata? But if I don't leave, she will get hurt. But if I stay, I might be able to keep her from being hurt. Naruto's thoughts were all along this line. He was brought out of his musing when he felt a hand on his shoulder. Naruto turned to see Hinata with a worried look. What is wrong, Naruto-kun? Hinata asked worriedly. Their friends all looked worried except for Gaara and Neji, they both had expressionless expressions. Nothing, Tsunade just told me about an incredibly difficult mission I will have to go on in the future. Naruto told her truthfully. He isn't telling me everything. Hinata thought. Hey Hinata, want to go on a date? Naruto asked as Hinata nodded. Maybe I can get whatever he isn't telling me. Hinata thought as she nodded, and the two walked away from their friends. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and subscribe for more content. Support the original author by clicking their profile link in the pinned comment of the first video of this series. They deserve the love. Want early access and exclusive content? Join my Patreon community, link below. Your support fuels these videos. Drop a comment with your thoughts, and I'll catch you in the next video. Stay entertained, stay safe.